Part 1: The Promise. My name is Daniel Carter. I'm a 38-year-old father. Single dad. I work 2 jobs, a warehouse shift from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., and a delivery route from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. I don't say that for sympathy. I say that because every dollar I earn with my hands. With my back. With my time. My son Ethan is 10 years old. Bright kid. Quiet kid. The kind of boy who says thank you without being reminded. Who holds the door open for strangers. Who shares his lunch at school with a kid who forgot his. I raised him that way. Not because I read parenting books. But because his mother, my late wife, Sarah, she always said, "Daniel, the world doesn't need more smart people. It needs more kind ones." Sarah passed away 3 years ago. Breast cancer. Since then, it's just been me and Ethan. Every birthday, I try to make it special. Not expensive. Just special. Because Ethan never asks for much. He never throws tantrums. He never demands anything. But this year, he asked for one thing. One thing. A PS5. He didn't beg. He didn't whine. He just quietly showed me a picture he had cut out from a magazine and placed on the kitchen counter. Underneath it, in his handwriting, he had written, "Dad, only if you can. No pressure. I love you." I cried in the bathroom for 10 minutes after reading that. My 10-year-old son was protecting my feelings. I made a decision that night. I was going to get him that PS5 for his birthday. No matter what. Part 2: The Sacrifice. PS5s were hard to find. Everyone knew that. I went online. Checked every store. Most were sold out. The ones available were being resold for double the price by scalpers. I couldn't afford that. Then I found out Target had a waitlist system. If you signed up, you'd get a notification when stock arrived. First come, first served. I signed up immediately. That was 6 weeks before Ethan's birthday. I checked my phone every single day. Between warehouse shifts. During lunch breaks. Before bed. After midnight. Week 1, nothing. Week 2, nothing. Week 3, a notification came. But by the time I saw it during my delivery route, the stock was already gone. I almost gave up. But then I thought about that little note on the kitchen counter. Only if you can. No pressure. I love you. I signed up again. I set 3 phone alarms for restock notifications. I asked my coworker Marcus to text me if he saw any in store. Week 5, Marcus called me. "Dan. Target on Millbrook Avenue. They just put out a fresh batch. Go now." I left my lunch break early. Drove 20 minutes. Ran through that store like my life depended on it. And there it was. 1 box. Left on the shelf. White and black. The PlayStation logo glowing like a beacon. I grabbed it. I held it against my chest. And I whispered, "Happy birthday, buddy." Part 3: The Confrontation. I was walking toward the checkout line, PS5 in hand, when I heard it. A scream. Not a pain scream. Not a scared scream. A tantrum scream. "Mommy! That man has the last PS5. I want it. Get it for me. Now." I turned around. A boy, maybe 8 years old, was pointing directly at me. His face was red. His eyes were wet. His fists were clenched at his sides. Standing next to him was his mother. She was well-dressed. Designer handbag. Perfect hair. Expensive shoes. She looked at her son, then at me, and walked over with a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "Excuse me," she said. "I'm so sorry to bother you. But my son really wants that PS5. Would you mind just letting him have it? I'll pay you for your trouble. I looked at her. I looked at the boy, still screaming in the background. I said calmly, "Ma'am, I've been on the wait list for this for 6 weeks. It's my son's birthday gift. I can't give it up." Her smile faded slightly. "I understand," she said. "But you see, my son doesn't handle disappointment very well. It would just be easier for everyone." I blinked. Easier for everyone. I said, with respect, "Ma'am, I work 2 jobs. I've been waiting 6 weeks. My son lost his mother 3 years ago. This is his one birthday wish. I won't be giving this up." She stiffened. Her tone shifted. "Do you know who my husband is? He's on the city council. I can make a very simple phone call and..." "Ma'am." The voice came from behind her. We both turned. The store manager, a tall man named Greg, according to his name tag, was standing there. Calm. Professional. I couldn't help but overhear. "Is there a problem?" The woman straightened up. "Yes, actually. I'd like to purchase that PS5, and this gentleman is being difficult." Greg looked at me. Then at the box in my hands. Then back at her. "Ma'am, the gentleman reserved this unit through our waitlist system 5 weeks ago. He received a hold confirmation. This item is already allocated to him." "Well, surely there's something you can do." "I'm afraid not. He has every right to that purchase." The woman's face went through 3 different emotions in 2 seconds. Then her son, who had gone quiet during all of this, tugged on her sleeve. She looked down at him, expecting more crying. But instead, he said something nobody in that aisle expected. Part 4, the words that silenced everyone. In a small, quiet voice, the boy looked up at his mother and said, "Mom, we didn't wait." He waited. That's not fair to him. The aisle went completely silent. A woman nearby stopped walking. An elderly man with a cart looked up. 2 teenagers with headphones around their necks turned their heads. The mother stared at her son. He continued, his voice steady, serious, like a little old soul in a small body. "You always say I can have anything I want. But my teacher says that's not how the real world works. She says good things come to people who wait and work hard." He paused. That man worked hard. And he waited. We didn't. He looked at me then, this 8-year-old boy, and he said, "I'm sorry, mister. I hope your son has a really good birthday. I don't cry easily. I'm a warehouse worker. A delivery driver. A single dad who's had to be strong for years." But I felt something crack open in my chest right there in that Target aisle. I crouched down to the boy's level. "What's your name, son?" "Oliver," he said. "Oliver," I said. "Your mom is lucky to have you. You just taught a whole aisle full of adults something important today." He smiled. A shy, small smile. I stood up. Looked at the mother. She wasn't angry anymore. She was just quiet. And something in her eyes looked like shame, the real kind. The kind that doesn't need an audience. Part 5, the birthday. Ethan's birthday was 3 days later. I wrapped the PS5 in 3 layers of paper because I ran out of the good wrapping. I stuck a card on top that said, "To Ethan, you are the reason I keep going. Happy birthday, buddy. Love, Dad." When he opened it, he didn't scream. He didn't jump around. He just looked at it for a long moment. Then he looked at me. "Dad, you didn't have to." "I know," I said. "That's why I wanted to." He hugged me so hard I nearly fell off the couch. Later that night, after he had gone to sleep with the controller still in his hand, I sat in the kitchen in the dark and thought about Oliver. That 8-year-old boy. Who had more wisdom than half the adults I know. I thought about what his mother's face looked like in that moment of silence. And I wondered, did that change something in her? Did she drive home differently? Did she tuck Oliver in that night and think about the kind of man she was raising? I hope so. Because the greatest PS5 in that store wasn't the one in the box. It was Oliver. A child who, in one quiet moment, chose fairness over desire. Chose empathy over entitlement. Chose right over want. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you have a child in your life, tell him today, I'm proud of you. Not for what you have, but for who you are. Because stories like these need to be heard. By more people. In more homes. Around more dinner tables. If you believe that kindness still exists in this world. If you believe that character matters more than convenience. If you believe that one small moment, like a child's quiet voice in a store aisle, can change everything, then this channel was made for you. Every week, we bring you real stories. Human stories. Stories about ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Stories that make you feel something and remember something. So if today's story touched your heart, backhand index pointing right, hit that subscribe button. Right now. It costs you nothing. But it means everything to this channel. Backhand index pointing right, share this video with one person, a friend, a parent, a sibling, someone who needs a little faith in humanity today. Backhand index pointing right, drop a comment below, tell us, what would you have done in Daniel's place? We read every single comment. We see every single share. And we make every single story for you. Welcome to WhisperLife USA. Where every story whispers something your soul already knows. Until next time. Be patient. Be kind. Be the person your child thinks you already are. Goodbye. And God bless. Folded hands.